Hey, good morning, everybody, or good day, everybody. I don't know if it's a morning for you or not, but here's 12 daily hacks to stay motivated during challenging times. I think this is one of the things that people really struggle with. They have some tough times, they have a bad week or a bad month, maybe even a bad year, and they just can't seem to stay focused. And the people who win big, they have all those same challenges, but for some reason they figure out how to stay motivated. So here's some ideas for you to do that. Success never comes easy. No matter what your goal is, you can expect to face challenges as you pursue it. It takes motivation to keep going when things get tough. This is why those who are the most motivated often become the most successful. There's no question about that. One of the things I learned to do, I think that really exploded my business early in my career. It took me about 3 years to figure this out. But when I started focusing 99% of my attention on the motivated people and just was nice to the unmotivated, my business really took off. I think that's one thing that if you have a business, you really need to pay attention. Who's the highly motivated people? And those are the ones you work very closely with. Those are the ones you pay a lot of attention to. Those are the ones you spend more time training because they're the ones that can help you build something amazing. So here's 12 steps you can do daily to help you stay motivated when things get tough. Number one, display your goals on your wall. One of the things I always did, I displayed my goals on my refrigerator, on my visor in my car, on my cell phone, in my presentation book. I had it everywhere so that I made sure I saw my goals, many times a day so that I could keep my subconscious focused on what I was trying to do and let it help me create the environment and the situations that I need to create to be successful. So put your goals in writing, put them on a wall in all the places I just mentioned. See them often on a whiteboard in your home or office, or both is ideal. Review your goals every morning, every night. Glance at them as often as you can throughout the day. That's exactly what I did. If you're a visual person, you may find it effective to use pictures. For example, a picture of your dream car or a vacation destination you want to go on. Remember, if your goals don't excite you and challenge you, they probably aren't big enough. It may be time to create some new ones. One of the things you can do is do a vision board. That's another thing you could do, and have that posted in your house so that you see it all the time, all the things that once you accomplish your goals that you want to have. But, it could be lifestyle. It could be, like he said, pictures and cars and homes and vacations and, whatever it is that excites you. Everybody's different. Maybe for some of you it's charitable type things. It doesn't really matter what it is, but it's got to be something that's emotional to you. Number two, write down your priorities for the day first thing in the morning. I actually think you should do that before you go to bed each night. One of the things that I did before I went to bed each night is I mapped out every single hour of the following day of what I was going to do, who I was going to call, appointments I had, if I was preparing for an appointment or preparing to do a training session or whatever it is. I had every, or prospecting in my situation. I prospected a lot. I had every hour accounted for so that when I got up in the morning, I just looked at my schedule, boom, and hour 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew who I had to call. I knew what I needed to do, and I stayed on track. It was one of the things that, one of the most important things I did to build a substantial business and become successful financially. So one of the first things you should do, I say every night, sit down, make a list of the important activities you need to complete for the next day. I think if you can do it hour by hour, it seems a little obsessive compulsive, but I promise you start doing this, you will start, passing people like they're standing still because nobody does this. List them, because you get really focused on maximizing your time, because the one thing all of us have, whether you're successful or you're unsuccessful, is we all have the same 24 hours a day, and it's the people that become highly successful are the ones that manage those 24 hours as closely and as good as possible. So list them in order of priority and then get them started on the most important ones first, especially if it's the most difficult. A huge mistake most people make is not managing their time. There's no question. I could see that if I had an opportunity to look at if you're struggling, if I had an opportunity to look at your calendar and what you do or what you've done, I could tell immediately why you're struggling and why you're not doing better. It's because you're just not managing your time very well. And that's why you see sometimes people that are maybe don't seem to be as sharp as other people, right? But they're having huge successes because they just manage their time better. So manage your time, prioritize activities for the day. Instead, what most people, they spend the day responding to everything that's thrown at them. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Instead of being proactive about what they need to accomplish, they become reactive. And you don't want to be reactive. If you have everything pre-planned, you can be proactive as opposed to reactive. Reactive is no good, okay? You don't want to do that. Number 3, listen to inspiring audio content. Throughout the day, there are plenty of opportunities to listen to something positive. You can listen to something when you're cooking, you're cleaning the house, driving your car, exercising at the gym, or jogging around your neighborhood, just to name a few. Download the audio version of some of your favorite books or subscribe to a few podcasts about your favorite subject. Listen to 30, 60 minutes a day of educational or inspiring content. Audio content. Well, it's going to have a tremendous impact on your life and productivity in the long run. One of the things I did is I turned my car into a university of success. I made sure that every time I got in my car, which I was driving an hour to and from work every day before I started my own business, and then I was in my car all the time when I was out in the field training people. I was always listening to whether it's time management audios, or whether it's sales audios, how to become a better salesperson, or leadership audios, or whatever, emotional intelligence audios. I turned my car into a university of success so that I could make sure that I was, imprinting the right kind of thinking and content into my brain every day. It's kind of like eating really well. The cleaner you eat, the better quality of food you eat, the more vegetables and fruits and vegetables and lean meats and stuff like that, you're going to be healthier. Well, the same thing's true for what you feed your brain, what you feed your mind, what you feed your subconscious. The better job you do of doing that, the better you'll do. You'll just start accelerating like crazy because your awareness level in relation to what it takes to be successful will go up exponentially, and you're going to have a lot more success. You're going to also, one of the key ingredients to that, when you grow yourself, you start attracting the right people into your life that can help you, grow your business and improve your business and improve your life, and especially improve your income. People often say that motivation doesn't last, well, neither does bathing, and that's why we recommend it daily. That's a quote from Zig Ziglar. Number 4, read before you go to sleep. A great way to unwind at the end of a long day is to read a few pages of something positive, educational before you go to sleep. Doing this also helps to take your mind off any problems or challenges you encounter during the day. After you've read a few pages, take a few minutes to reflect on what you just learned and think of at least one action step that you can take immediately to better handle any issue or challenges you're currently dealing with. It's a really good idea to read something, just take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not very long. Read one chapter in a book. Just do it. Get in the habit of being disciplined in doing that. It's going to have a huge impact on your life over time, in your business, and your ability to be successful and to especially attract other people that are success-oriented into your life. Number 5, don't allow yourself to complain. I never complain. I don't complain. I just never do. I just don't see any value in complaining. It's just it's going in the wrong direction. At any given moment, you can have a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Remember, positive attracts, negative repels. So you got to, what do you want to do? Do you want to attract things into your life, or you want to repel things in your life? There isn't much of a gray area in between the two. Refusing to allow yourself to complain will pretty much eliminate you ever having a negative attitude. This simple trick basically forces you to remain positive and optimistic. Whenever you catch yourself about to complain about something, stop yourself and think of something you're grateful for instead. That was a huge part of the success I've had. I just don't allow negativity in any fashion and form into my life. People, things, thoughts, nothing. Number 6, get an accountability partner. A daily or even a weekly call with a close friend or an associate has proven to be an effective way to stay on track for many people. Keep it brief. The purpose of these calls is to check in and confirm that your partner is staying focused and still on track to achieving whatever their goals are at the time, and also for yourself, whether it's exercising regularly, prospecting for new business, working on a specific project. The purpose of the call is to hold them, and hold yourself accountable to the commitments. You do it for them, they do it for you, It works both ways. It's a very good idea. If you can find somebody that's as motivated as you are and wants to be as successful as you want to be a good person to partner up with. Number 7, don't sweat the small stuff. You want to know some of the secrets to happiness? Here they are. Don't worry about things you can't control. Don't major in minor things. Choose your battles wisely. Don't argue over small things. If something's truly important to you, give it your attention. If it's not, let it go. Remember, sometimes it's more important to be happy than to be right. Don't be a nitpicker. Number 8, spend more time with positive people and less time, actually no time with negative ones. Pay more attention to who you allow to be around you. Spend your time with people who are positive and who encourage your success. Minimize the amount of time you spend with people who are constantly complaining or being negative. You can't change negative people, but they surely can change you if you hang around with them long enough. Okay, this is huge. Accept the challenges so that you feel the exhilaration of victory. I think that's one of the most important steps I took is I just simply do not allow negative people in or around me. As soon as they're negative, I can notice something. I cut off all communication with those people. I don't talk to them. I avoid them like the plague. I've always done this. It's so critical to protect your mind and your thinking and your positivity. Number 10, reward yourself for making progress. Never forget to reward yourself for making progress. Break your large goals into smaller milestones. Each time you accomplish one of these milestones, celebrate. It doesn't have to be a big celebration. Just make sure you do something. Every success, yes, even a small one, is worth celebrating. Maybe just go have a nice meal, or treat yourself to a book you wanted to buy, or a pair of shoes or something. Right? It's often a series of small successes that pave the way to the big ones. If you only celebrate the big ones, you may go prolonged periods of time without celebrating anything, and this can have a negative impact on your motivation. Incremental progress is still progress. Give yourself the recognition you deserve. One of the things I used to do when I started to do well, I started to make some money. When I had a really good month, the month before, and I did all the things I was supposed to do. I worked my tail off. I prospected like crazy. I recruited a bunch of people. I closed a lot of transactions that I got, and I just did the work. I was really on it. Then the next, that next month, I would take my family to Palm Springs for the weekend. Well, not the weekend. Basically, I'd leave Saturday after my training sessions with my team, and then I would stay there till late Sunday. And I'd, drive out to Palm Springs, about an hour, 90-minute drive from where I lived, and we would stay in a nice hotel, and we'd go out to a great dinner and go out to a movie. And then the next morning, we'd sleep in a little bit, and then we'd read the paper in bed, and my kids would go swimming. And then, when it's time to check out, we would go have a really nice lunch, and then we would go look at model homes of golf courses. I wanted to get a house on a golf course in the Palm Springs area. So we'd go look at these incredible properties. They're all professionally decorated, beautiful views. It was just awesome. And the weather was, in the wintertime, from November to May is really fantastic there, right? Maybe April, and then then when we drive home, and I would just be thinking to myself, "Oh my God, I'm going to work like my tail off," because I wanted to be able to live like that all the time, and so it would motivate me like crazy to prospect and make the calls and do all the things I needed to do, because I knew that someday, if I did the right things, that I could actually have a place there, a second home on a golf course, and really have this incredible time. And I wanted to be able to do that, like not just for one or 2 days, but actually spend like the whole winter out there, which eventually I was able to do. And I still have a place in the desert now, and spend a lot of time there when the weather's great. And it just motivated me. And I think you need to reward yourself like that, and then motivate yourself to do more. Number 11, look for the opportunity in every problem. Practice being the person who can find the hidden advantage in every seemingly negative situation. While everyone else focuses on the problem, stay focused on finding a solution. As Napoleon Hill once said, and I repeat this awesome, because I've read, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill like 15 times, I think. This is a quote that I have memorized. With every failure, with every adversity, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit if you're looking for it. That's the key, though. You got to be looking for it. Even on the stuff that you thought was really a negative thing in your life, if you look back, I guarantee you most of the time there was some seed of equivalent or benefit, right, that really maybe got you to change or got you to make a better choices in the future, or something that turned into something positive. And that's the way you need to look at every challenge, every failure, every heartache has a seed of equal or greater benefit if you're looking for it, okay? Number 12, know what you're fighting for. The last hack for staying motivated through the challenging times is to always know what you're fighting for. Be very, very clear about what it is that you want, okay? Whenever you're faced with a challenge, your mind will demand a reason for your suffering. Let me repeat that. Whenever you're faced with a challenge, your mind will demand a reason for your suffering. You better have a crystal clear response, because if you don't, your mind will convince you to quit. We all have two voices in our head. One voice says, this is too hard. This is uncomfortable. I should quit. The other says, this is challenging, but it will be worth it. Keep going. You need to give that second voice a reason to speak up why you're doing what you're doing. Make a list of your reasons and never forget them.